Well, ahoy hoy, and welcome to episode 15 of Steve Plays Subnautica Below Zero. So in this episode we've got a couple of alien waypoints to check out. Before I do so, I'll give you a quick update on a couple of changes I've made to the base. You'll notice I'm coming into the moon pool by a slightly different route than I used to. So let's just hop out and just see what I've done. So you'll see that I've changed the orientation of the moon pool. I've also put in an eye corridor connector rather than just letting it connect up directly with one of those little stub connectors. That was a mistake I'd made when I first built it. I always used to, in the original game, use an eye connector. The reason being that you can get in two bulkheads basically at those two joint points there, and you have 4 possible places where you can put in hull reinforcements as well. So it's all good for structural integrity, which the moon pool does kind of knock a bit with having that, obviously, that open bottom sort of thing. And the reason, and I've spun it round because it was starting to really irritate me. I had it parallel, if you recall, to the rest of the base. And what was happening is, I was docking sort of in this orientation, and you always exit to the right of the sea truck. And so what was happening is I was having to get to the rest of the base, I was kind of having to run halfway around to actually be able to get into the base. So doing it this way, it's just a shorter little route back. And the thing is, should I ever dock the prawn suit, at the moment I'm quite happy just leaving it on the docking module there. But you exit to the left with the prawn suit. So whichever way you have your moon pool, if you have it parallel to your base, one or other of the things that you dock, you've got to do the long run around. And I know that sounds like really minor, but if you're docking something a lot and you find it's throwing you out at the wrong side, well, for me anyway, I just find it really annoying. So I've changed it. What you'll also see is a power line, and you'll see there's power connector, and there's another one there, and then going down into the depths, actually through the rock, which I know looks a little bit crap. I just drilled it with a very small drill. You'll see I've got 2 thermal plants down there, so that's delivering me hopefully plenty of power. I can always put more in if I have to. What I did find in the old game, I've only got the standard suit on. If I'd have gone down there in the old game, I'd have just been fried, and I'd have lost a hell of a lot of health. And it didn't do it in this. I don't know whether they've changed the mechanic or whether it's just a bit of a bug, but I found that, I didn't actually go right into the stuff that was jetting out of the lava, but I was right up against it. And obviously you can see from where I placed them. To be honest, I did it as an experiment, expecting that I'd probably have to reload. No. You can see when it stops jetting away, you can see where they are and where I had to have been to place those. I was sort of just under the cursor there, sort of thing. And I didn't take a scratch. So there you go. That was actually something I was expecting to happen that didn't. So easy peasy, as long as you can get hold of the materials to make. What is it? What do you need? That's while we're zooming along. Blah 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 blah. Down plant. Yeah, it was the magnetite that I was waiting for, and you probably remember from the past couple of videos, one way or another I found shed loads of it, so it was time to get that built. Right, while I'm here, I'm spotting bits of lithium. always a handy thing to have, lithium, especially when you're doing base building, because you'll be using it for the reinforcement, the hull reinforcement panels, which are the best thing in terms of structural integrity. Better than foundations, better than bulkheads. And talking about foundation, no, I've lost my ways. Which one? Is that the one on the right? Is there another one somewhere? There's one. Right, that's the one I'm going for. Right, sorry. Yeah, in the old game, I'd probably build a few more foundations. But what I'm finding, hearing this on if you read some of the forums, and I'm kind of finding it myself, is that the thing that you're running out of is lead. I always had shit loads of it in the other game, but they've changed some of the recipes. Have I been? Yeah, I've been here because that's open. I'll scan this then, whatever, if it'll let me scan it. No. Alright. Yeah, they changed some of the recipes, so now reinforced glass, which you need for a lot of the glasswork if you're building, bases, that uses lead. It also uses diamond. In the old game, it used just, you had to make glass, and then used a tooth from a certain animal, which were actually, those teeth were actually quite easy to come by, to be honest. But yeah, diamonds, I'm not finding them a problem at all. But lead, I'm actually starting to understand what people have been going on about. I've got to say, I was kind of poo-pooing it at first, but yep, they're right. It seems to be hard to find. Whether or not it's because you're looking for it in the twisties and it's dark, and so it kind of, the gleaner nodules, so they blend in. They blend in quite well with the biome walls. So anyway, I built the scanner room just to help me in my search for that particular material. Right. I'm getting there. Right, well, I'm going to just hop out a minute because I'm seeing quite a few rubies. Which are a handy thing to have. You use them for, what's it called? Well, yeah, use it for air. They use them for aerogel, which is a heat-resistant material. I might actually now have what I need, but I'll always pick them up. Diamonds, I'll always have diamonds because, as I said a few minutes ago, you use it for the reinforced glass. Any other goodies? Probably don't have to go mad with, I probably don't have to go mad with ruby because I'm not quite sure how much more aerogel I'm going to need. I guess it depends how many more, it's probably more thermal plants that, I don't really know how many more of those I'm going to need to build. I don't think I'm going to be doing multiple bases. Unlike in the old game, this map isn't huge. And I'm kind of thinking one base will do. Anyway. Yeah, I'm sure I've been here before. Let's try to scan it. It won't scan. Kind of, I mean, it may not. May not be scannable, or it may be that I have already been. You can see it looks familiar. That does this pop up as well? I do have an iron cube actually. Am I supposed to? Am I supposed to? Oh, I don't know. Well, I'm not altogether sure what I'm supposed to do here. Yeah, the only thing I can... I don't know, it's probably a bit off the wall. The other thing I can think of is it's a recharger for iron cubes. I don't know. I say I had a feeling I've been here, but the marker was...
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
The marker was still in place. Is there anything lying around? Not that I can see. Let's try and barge myself in here and go down and see, is it one of those things that sneakily points you at something interesting? No, doesn't seem to be any exits. Okay. Right. Okay, so I'm kind of at a bit of a loss as to what's going on here. Right, well, I'll have that diamond and that lithium, and I'll move on to the next one. Like I say, I don't know whether I'm missing something here, or whether actually I've done this once and for whatever reason the marker... normally the marker goes is sort of automatically hidden. Oh. I just can't resist. Can't resist the goodies. I'm gonna have an inventory well, there's nothing wrong with having an inventory full of diamonds and lithium. Okay, so moving on to the next one, I think. Just going to check. And it's still... hadn't cancelled it. So I don't know whether that means that it's somewhere I'm going to have to come back to in the future when I've achieved something else. I don't know. I shan't worry about it for now. sort of sea truck. Aquarium. Alright. I suspect it's something I'll never use. I get why it's there. I guess it's in case you want to turn your truck into a sort of a mobile base. Like the Cyclops. I think I've already said that I'm just a heretic and I didn't like the Cyclops. So I shan't be bothering doing that. What else? Oh. Oh, is this little piece? Let's have I got a beacon? No. Oops. Oh no, I haven't come across this piece before. Right, let's take that beacon off. Where did I? Let's get rid of that one. So is this the bow? Yeah, looks like it. Right, well let's get a marker on this. Not while you're in the sea truck. Okay. Well, again, the game has managed to completely distract me. I was looking for that alien marker and now I want to explore this. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to base, dump off all this, and then I'm going to come back here, explore it, and then move on to this. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so let's do this. So there's a burnable hatch there, I'll get round to that. PDA.
I'm alive. Stefanos saved me. The Mercury attempted an emergency takeoff and everything seemed fine. I was helping the bridge crew with the emergency takeoff since the crew is, well, was short-handed because of everything. I heard the sound of metal tearing and for a split second, everything was tinged bright green and unbearably hot. Then I saw daylight and I was looking down at the ocean and ice. The strongest wind I've ever felt roared in my ears, ripping through the ship. People went flying out the side of the Mercury, so much screaming and chaos. I was lucky. I had just clipped into my sea tinker. Stefanos came out of nowhere, like a malaika, an angel. I felt his rough, calloused hand grasp mine with the gentlest of urgency. It felt like time slowed. He said, "I gotcha. Just follow me, Ella." I don't know how, but he used an emergency tether to drag me to the nuclear reactor core, the strongest bulkhead in the ship. We hit the water and everything went black. He's sleeping. I think he might have hit his head. I'm exhausted. The adrenaline has long since worn off and my body aches. I think I might have fractured the rib. I'm gonna shut my eyes for a bit. When I wake up, I'll figure this out. I'll save us.
Well, I was getting a bit Mills and Boone for a minute now, wasn't it? So it's pretty obvious that they got shot down by the quarantine maintenance system thing. The big gun on Gun Island in the original game. Already scanned that. Right, so I think I've done this little section. Let's take some air on. There's a door to burn to the right as we go in. Right. Aha. Kind of feel that I'm maybe missing the secret.
My instincts are never wrong. Stefanos has always been overly cautious. He hates taking risks, which I suppose is understandable when you're in the back end of the galaxy. But no risk, no reward. Elliot finds evidence of alien architecture on a completely uncharted planet, and he expects me to ignore that? Orion's belt, I would be an absolute fool. We've done some scans, and while there aren't a lot of mineral resources on this planet, there is decent biodiversity. Teams go out in the morning. There should be a significant specimen and sample haul for biopatenting, which will be split among the crew as part of the Discovery Clause. Let's see Stefanos and everyone else complain when they have a few more Sol Transgov credits in their uniform pockets. They'll learn to trust my instincts at some point.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. This is every xenolinguist's dream. I mean, I was helping with the planetary scans, and there are possible unknown structures on the surface. This could set my career up for life. The images are a little degraded coming through the atmosphere, but it looks like intentional and complex architecture, which means civilization, and civilization means language. Oh, man. And now, most of the crew wants to get home. I understand that, but this could be a defining discovery. I'm definitely going to put a bug in Diana's ear about going to the surface so I can take a team to explore. I desperately hope this pans out. Oh, I can't wait till we get into communication range with Sol again. Layla and the kids would love to hear this. I mean, it's rough being away from them so long, but this might just make it worth it. I'll be able to give them so much more.
Alright, well it seems to me that they must have been shot down by the, the quarantine maintenance system in the original game. I don't know why I'm picking these up, I don't want. Oh well. What am I actually carrying? Oh, I don't need these. Oh, I meant to drop them, but tasty. Right, I'll work my way back. So, out. Down. Out, left, Okay. I think I'll save. Right. Okay, take on air again. It's quite a big section, this, and I'm sure I haven't been through all of it, so I'm guessing there should be probably another entrance, maybe? Right. Okay, so I've got an exit.
Seek fluid intake. Vital signs stabilizing.
Scannable. Okay, I've been in there. I think what I'll do, I'll take the truck around and see if I can find another entry point that might give me access to another part. But I'm sure I haven't covered. I'm sure we haven't covered all of this. It looks a fairly big chunk of wreckage. Let's see. Yep, okay. Let's have a look in here. No, I don't need those. Okay, air again. I think we're getting there with exploring this wreck. Let's have a look down here. I think that's the PDF.
Sol should pay me more to lead these missions. I save the whole damn crew from destruction. Mercury 2 was nearly obliterated by an immensely powerful energy beam. I don't know any weapon system with that level of capability. The power source to get that kind of range must be, well, otherworldly. We got lucky. The energy signature is similar to some of the weaponry meant to counter pirates on mining freighters. The refraction of the beam across the atmosphere, Ryan's belt, it looked like the Northern Lights. Such power. We fired the emergency flares and dumped water from the nuclear core. I think the heat signature confused the weapons tracking for just an instant. I managed a slight evasive maneuver, and I felt the Mercury get rocked by the sonic boom as the nuclear runoff rapidly evaporated. That alone could have taken us out. Definitely asking for a pay raise. This is not what I signed up for. My days of risky missions should be behind me. But what the hell? I still got it. Even if it was luck. Hopefully, whatever didn't want us on the planet doesn't mind when we leave.
We need to get off this planet. I mean, the morning started out so well. I took a team of 6 out to find the structures from the planetary scans, and we were all in high spirits. I mean, who wouldn't be? These structures would be clues to another sentient race. It was highly unlikely that another colony would be out this far. We were going to be in the frickin' history books. Everything was going okay. We were a few miles from the ship when our radios picked up an actual signal. It sounded like an SOS. We got overly excited naturally and decided to enter the water to follow it. That decision cost 3 lives. I mean, half my team. They got ripped to shreds by something. They died screaming, alone in the cold, dark waters. I'm not going back in that godforsaken ocean again. I refuse. And some of the animals on this planet, they look sick too. Weird pustules on the skin, oddly sluggish. I think we should leave. But Diana said we should stay. She thinks the biopatent payoffs will be worth it, but those families will never see their loved ones again. They don't care about no payoffs. We can't return the bodies. I don't care about the accolades or the history books. I just want to see Layla and the kids. Man. I miss the smell of my wife's hair. The kids tackling me at the door again. That's all I want. To get out of here alive. Please.
Okay, and I just picked up another one.
Well, we landed safely, despite my apprehension. Diana, damned adrenaline junkie, took one of her defining risks and it paid off. Why hire me as the maintenance engineering officer if you aren't going to listen to their advice? Papa. I didn't go to school for 8 years and get 3 degrees for nothing. I tried to convince Diana that we don't need to stop for repairs. That's what the drift drive and the secondary propulsion system are for. It's just a bit slower. But she's in charge, not me. On the plus side, I get to work with Yasmin. I didn't know she was such a busybody. She's been going around the whole ship giving folks a hand. I think she was getting on Diana's nerves, so she assigned Yasmin to me. She's helping me inspect and repair the thruster systems. I thought I was the most mechanically inclined person on the ship, but I think she has me beat. She can definitely teach me a thing or two, as long as I don't get too distracted by her smile. She's got the best smile.
Okay. I'm starting to think that I've probably covered it. And the problem now is I've got to figure out where is my exit. I've kind of got myself a bit lost. Let's get a bit of oxygen. Yeah, I'm starting to feel that I'm in trouble.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Phew. Okay, well I think actually I've covered that. So, where's my inventory? Full. Right, I'll put a marker down on here, and I'm then going to go back to base. I shall see you there. Okay folks, so here we are back at base, and as you can see, I've wasted no time in getting the sushi tank started. I've got 4 stories of this multi-purpose room built, and at the moment I've completed 2 stories worth of the alien containment. So a couple more stories to build. I'm basically running out of materials, but I've got enough for going on with, and I'll just continue as and when I pick up some more silicon, is it? Quartz, sorry. So I think that'll do for now. I still haven't. That one, I'm leaving that in place, though I've already looked there. I don't know why that's still lingering. I think maybe I've got to go back to that at some point. Haven't even got here yet because I got sidetracked with that wreck, but it was definitely worth it. I can build. Kind of thinking, where is it? I think I might build that. Always useful when there's predators about. I know it slows you down a little bit in your swimming speed, but synthetic fibres, 2 diamond. I've got synthetic fibres. 2 diamond. 2 titanium. There we go. So, yeah. Okay. Right, I'm going to leave it there. So I hope you. That was again a rather confusing one where I started off one way and ended up going in a slightly different direction, but it was definitely worth it. I hope you found it useful. Well, maybe even enjoyable. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you thought it was awful, give us a thumbs down. Any comments, questions, pop them below. I'll answer them as soon as I possibly can. And if you'd like to subscribe and get some notifications of any future videos, please do. It'll be lovely to have you on board. So hope you continue to watch, and until next time, this is Steve, signing off. Bye now.